Hello, everyone. A very logical day to all of you, and a very logical week ahead for all of you. So, I think you should welcome the week with renewed vigor and energy. Why? Because you need to take a resolution that yes, we are going to read more and more and more. Reading plus understanding simultaneously. This is what you need to do because you don't have many days left for the actual CLAT paper. Right? So you need to improve on your understanding, your interpretation, and this you will be able to achieve only through serious and sincere reading. Let's see what we have today here, May 29th, the first editorial of the Indian Express. It is quite a lengthy one, it's the only one, bringing in the new, letting the light in. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech, the centerpiece and concluding note of the inauguration of the new Parliament building on Sunday, sought to place this moment in a longer and wider national imagination. ये सिर्फ एक भवन नहीं है. This is not just a building, he said. What was being inaugurated was no mere edifice, not a building only, but a site of the people's strivings and aspirations, symbolizing Nutan or Puratan ka sah astitva, that is. Sah astitva means coexistence of new and old. Of course, the new building was a response to the prosaic need for new technologies and extra space. This is a basic need. So they need new technologies, they need extra space, and that is why the new building had been made. So more room was needed in order to accommodate a larger number of people's representatives after the next delimitation exercise in the foreseeable future. And digital technologies and modern day efficiency would enhance their work as MPs. Right. So this is the justification of why they needed a new parliament building. You need the digital technologies, you need more space, and this is going to actually affect your efficiencies. It is going to enhance the work. But it was about much more than just that. It was about a poetic linking of the past with the present and the future. So this is how he developed his speech with the past, to the present, and to the future. So the PM drew a long arc from the relics and legacies of the Indus Valley civilization, the stupas of the Maurya era, and the Chola temples to the new parliament set in Azadi Ka Amrit Kal. India's parliament bears witness, he said, to the nation's renewal after the colonial interruption, and its new incarnation embodies a 21st century nation having retrieved, that means saved and got its self confidence, turning its face to the future. बुलंद हौसले से भरा हुआ भारत गुलामी की उस सोच को पीछे छोड़ रहा है. So, this passage, this part of the paragraph is giving you that, see, they needed a new parliament building, fine, to come up or accommodate more people and digital technologies, which is going to make their work more efficient, you can say. And then comes with the Prime Minister's speech, where he talked about the past, poetically linking the past to the present and then to the future. So he is coming up with the importance or the significance of this building. So it is built with granite from Rajasthan, woodwork from Maharashtra, and hand-woven carpets from UP. The new parliament consecrates and bears witness to a self-reliant India. Atmanirbhar Bharat ke Suryoday ka sakshi banega. So consecrates, you can understand, it is making something pure and pious. PM Modi projected a sense of national reawakening as when Gandhi brought a diverse people together to mount a civil disobedience movement, he said. So he is projecting a sense of national reawakening. It is a witness to the self reliant India. I'm taking the major parts along with the reading. As much as he talked of the past and spoke of continuity, the PM's emphasis was characteristically on the new Nai Sansad, symbolizes new energy or Nai Urja, and the nation remakes itself by Naveen Pran, that is new life, Naveen Parva, that is new festival. In another distinctive feature of his framing, he sought to bring the people to the center. So the first point was that he was speaking on continuity. His emphasis was on the new, right? Everything on the new. Then he talked about the people, that was the center. His speech was peppered with invocations of 140 crore Bharatiyon ka sankalp, the resolve of 140 crore Indians, while drawing a picture of a nation being watched by the world and looking at itself through the world's eye, right? Other nations draw inspiration from India, he said, and that also vests in it a special responsibility. So he says that, see, the world is looking up to India on many matters. India has an image, its image in the world. So there are many people who would be focusing on India, and therefore it is India's responsibility to set a good example. So they draw inspiration from India. Now, because India's democracy is a foundation for Vaishvik Loktantra, that is world democracy, the world, he said, is once again looking at India with Adar and Ummeed, that is respect and hope. Second paragraph is talking about what the content of the speech was. First, the Prime Minister spoke of continuity. Second, he talked about many new things. He talked about the people being at the center. So many 140 crores that is peppered with invocations, but he's calling upon the people. Peppered is like you just put pepper on something, no? Just like garnishing and all. So this is peppered. कहीं कहीं पे उन्होंने people का use किया, the words. Right? Other nations draw inspiration. Now he is seeing our own country from the viewpoint of the other countries of the world. So he sees that the other countries look up to us, they draw inspiration from India. So India is responsible now. Now, in another instance of Modi speak, but one that struck a less uplifting note, the PM drew a link between the symbolism of the new parliament and his government's achievements of the last 9 years. Right? Now, this is where the author says that, see, this was something that was apart from politics. This was a new parliament that was being inaugurated. So it should not have the politics or political angle to it. But then this was a moment where he was addressing the people, and whatever he has done in the last 9 years was given here. So these were all measures to create a new welfare architecture for the poor. Nav Nirman, Garib Kalyan, houses for the needy, toilets that promise women greater dignity, construction of roads, water conservation bodies, and panchayat bhavans. But his focus on the 9 years of his term seemed to shrink his own effort to paint a larger canvas. Right? So he was talking about a broader thing. Coming back to the 9 years made it a little smaller or shrink. The listing of his own government successes was not the only giveaway, however, on Sunday. That not the only giveaway means everything was good, but this was one thing that because he focused on the his achievements of the 9 years, it brought a little political angle to it, which, according to the author, was not justified here in this particular occasion, which, according to anybody else, could have been justified because this was a moment where he is addressing the nation, maybe. So he needed to remind the nation that, see, if we are growing, if we are coming up with so many new things, what we have done in the last few years, then rest will also follow. So now this was not the only giveaway. That means there was one more thing that was missing. It wasn't the only pointer to the fact that could not be papered over by all of the PM's soaring eloquence. It could not be papered over means it could not be covered. Now, what could not be covered? That means it was so starkly visible. And what was that? The event in which India gave itself a new parliament was dominated by one leader, one party, one political color from his country's diverse palette. So it is unity in diversity, but then what was seen at that particular occasion was only one color, or rather, there was only one party there. From the morning Havan Puja rituals that accompanied the installation in the Lok Sabha of the Sengol, the scepter that traditionally symbolizes transition of power on divinity's watch, to the speech that brought the ceremonials to their afternoon end, the PM dominated the frame, the rest were audience or props. So he kept himself in the limelight, rather, he kept himself in the center and then came up with all the what do you say, the different actions in those celebrations, right? The different things that were being done here. So it was a speech, it was the Havan. So he was there. The rest were the audience. What was missing very starkly was the opposition party. While at least 20 opposition parties, including the Congress, had their own reasons for staying away. Not all of them persuasive. That means all of the reasons were not so very um, significant or crucial that they could not come to this occasion. They could not attend this. But the fact is that the onus was also, and especially on the PM, his party, and the government to reach out and make an effort to draw them into the national occasion. Whatever be the case, it was an occasion that was for the whole country. And in that country, if these are the representatives and if there is only one party, so it was a responsibility of the ruling party to extend the arm, extend the hand, and bring those people or the opposition to this occasion. That means one extra effort could have been made by the, because this is a momentous occasion, right? So one extra effort could have been made by the ruling party to bring those people around the table. So the 2024 elections are not far away, and therefore, generosity will probably be hard to find on both sides of the political fence. But in the end, Sunday's ceremony remained incomplete. The PM could have, on the day of many a grand gesture, made one more say that the House awaited those who had decided not to be there that afternoon. That Parliament would be incomplete without his friends in the opposition. It may have been hard in these bitter times, but the spirit of the new Parliament demanded it. That means it was to say that, see, those who are missing, one, they should have come. Second, if they had not come, at least it should have been conveyed to them that the new parliament misses the opposition. See, it is a reciprocal relation always, right? So if the ruling party is there, there has to be an opposition so as to bring an equilibrium to everything, right? And a ruling party, only the ruling party will not be good if there is no strong opposition also. So both are important in their own space. So it is not about one particular party and the other. No, it's about the ruling and the opposition. Any days the things can change wherever it is. It is not only India, it is everywhere. Always reciprocal relations, and this is what the author is saying, that uh, the parliament would be incomplete without its friends in the opposition. मतलब ऐसे ही होता है, incomplete होगा तो सिर्फ ruling है और opposition नहीं है. That spirit will find fulfillment only when Parliament opens its doors to all the people's representative in the monsoon session. And when MPs across the party lines take their place in the two houses, one with a peacock motif and the other dominated by a lotus, that have been designed, as the PM noted in his speech, to let the sunlight stream in. It was a truly spectacular unveiling on Sunday. Now the nation waits for Parliament to get to work. Soon they'll come up with the monsoon session, where all will be there. So we have the main idea. Now, this was a complete article, quite lengthy today. Sunday was a spectacular unveiling, one thing, of new parliament by the PM. Its real inauguration will be when the opposition takes its gleaming new seat, when democracy's grunt work begins. Actually, the work will be there when the monsoon session begins. Right. The rest was what the PM had given as a speech. And of course, the major point also was that what was missing, what was given and what was missing, ये सारी बातें थी. A few words that you could write down, note down very quickly, right? So fractious is like something that has a disagreement. You can use this word fract. Fract means break or disagree. Spectacular is splendid. Gleaming is shining. Edifice is the the building, the outside of the building, exterior. Prosaic is something that is not original, it is banal. So it is hackneyed, banal. Incarnation embodies. Incarnation means it takes the form of. Khan is body. So it takes the form of, it is the body of. And therefore embodies, you can understand that it constitutes everything. It includes, it embodies, it includes or constitutes. Retrieve is to get back. Retrieval. Consecrates is to make holy. Right. Peppered, I told you, it is like sprinkled. Invocations is where you call upon somebody. Papered over is covered. Soaring is like increasing very rapidly. Soaring high into the soaring, flying high into the sky. High or increasing. Eloquence is your style. Elegant. Style of speaking. You have the word loci here. Right. So loci would mean speech or speak or words. So you have the root word here. Another root word you had was sicker, that is sacred or holy. So consecrate आ जाता है हमारे पास here. And another root word is with incarnation. So Khan. Khan is flesh or body. Right. Another frac. Frac भी है और spec भी है. Right. The spec T नहीं है यहाँ. Spec SPEC. Spec means to see and frac is disagreement, to break. Sections में होना, disagreement होना, ये हो जाएगा. Right. So you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 root words here. Another one, voice. VOC is voice. Right? So you have 6 now. So voice हो जाता है एक word, एक sotto voice होता है, in a soft voice. Right? You have viva voice. That is live question answer. So you'll come across many. If you note down these few root words also, then if we have done the vocab classes, then you can just go through your notes and check the words. And if you have not gone through these words, you can still think and write down a few in your vocab book. So that's all for today. Vocabulary हो गया था. Thank you and see you tomorrow. So have a very logical day ahead.